Hello, beautiful souls. This video is a follow-up to my April 30th video. Pardon me. So if you haven't seen that one, I'll put it at the end so that you can link to it. And it came from a Q&A from the guides. And these questions and answers, I feel, are so powerful for us to know about at this time of COVID-19. So even though these questions are not received specifically related to COVID-19, I just came upon them the other day and realized how impactful they were for us to have a deeper understanding of what's going on as people. The first one is actually from a friend, and her dad was dying and he was suffering a lot in the death process, and she found it very unfair. She couldn't understand why that was happening. And the answer brought her a lot of peace. And I feel that the answer is a great support for all of us if we have loved ones in our own lives who are passing, or if we are supporting friends who have loved ones who have passed, who are in the process of that, who are very ill. It can be great for us to know this wisdom that came through the guides, to be able to offer comfort and support. And then another one, the second one I'm going to read, the question is from a young woman who was in her 20s, who knew that she had a terminal brain tumor. And again, the answer is just deeply moving. Hers was a question that I would never know how to answer, but what the guides brought through was truly beautiful. And again, I just feel that it can be a great support to us in these times. So that's why I'm offering it on the screen here. And I'll also tell you at the end how you can have access to these messages from the guides, free access to this. So I will share that at the end. So here's the first question. As you know, my dad is dying and suffering. It is my belief that love is the basis of all existence, and that humans are meant to be happy. Yet there is so much suffering in everyone's life, much of it out of control and for no obvious cause. I believe in karma and life lessons, but why do we seem to have to learn through pain and heartache? What purpose does the suffering fulfill? And here are the guides' response. Oh, dearest daughter of the light, we come before you this day, and we see the pain in your heart that your question has sourced from. And yet we say to you that what appears as suffering to your human eyes is not what it appears to be. What you see as suffering indeed for your father is the greatest gift he could receive as he leaves this earthly plane. It is not well understood from the human perspective, but what appears as suffering is often a great gift. You may never know what that gift was, and he may never know on this earthly existence what that gift was. But when he crosses to the other side, he will know. He will understand. He will see that what appeared as suffering was really just a gift that he had asked to know before he left this plane. There is great humility that comes from suffering, great surrender, great understanding. And for some, that apparent suffering is what is required for them to receive that understanding. And a part of their soul has asked for that, or else it would not be happening. A part of their soul has asked to know that truth before they left the earthly plane. Indeed, as one is preparing to leave, the soul understands that a great privilege, a great opportunity is about to end. They have that understanding not with regret, but just with knowing that if there is suffering on the way out, it is a grand opportunity to have one more huge, profound earthly experience, one more great experience of being human and what that means. For those who watch their loved ones suffering, it appears like a cruel prank to have someone suffer so when all they are trying to do is die. But to the soul who has made that choice, it is a beautiful gift, one that they have so bravely chosen to receive. For when they reach the other side, they will have so much more compassion, so much more understanding, so much more clarity, and so much more compassion again. For those who have suffered on this earthly plane, where perhaps in their lives they did not have that understanding, perhaps in their lives they had judgment that they now understand was from ignorance, was from lack of knowing, lack of understanding, and so now, as they leave, they see their last chance to gain this understanding, and they have said yes to that. And so we say to you, dear one, we love you, and we say to you, do not suffer with his choosing. Just love him, and know that there are no mistakes on this earthly plane. Know that this apparent suffering does not happen as a cruel act from God. No, no, it is a gift. And as you watch over your Father as he slowly exits from this earth, we say to you to love his suffering. Give his suffering love. Help him with that. Help him receive the gift of what that is by loving him, loving his suffering, loving his choice to leave this way, loving every bit of who he is, loving that he has chosen to have this experience now, loving how brave he is to accept that, loving that he will soon be on the other side with more wisdom and more love in his own heart because of this experience. There are no mistakes. There is no suffering. Only the illusion of suffering because you as humans believe it should be a different way. When you accept what is, there is no suffering. And what is there but to accept what is? Your love is profound, dear one. You can surround him with your love and make the suffering less painful for him. You can surround him with your love and help him realize that he doesn't need that suffering anymore, because your love can show him the way. Your love can show him to compassion. There are many ways to get there. Every soul has its own choice. The wisdom is in knowing that it is always perfect and in divine order. And so we say to you, to love yourself through the pain of watching what you see and what appears as suffering. To love yourself for that. For indeed it is a human quality to witness it as such. But you have given us the opportunity, we hope, to create more understanding around the truth of human existence. There truly is no suffering, just a mind having an illusion, thinking that what it sees should be different. The mind having an illusion, thinking that there may be such a thing as suffering, but the heart knows. Ask your heart, is he suffering? Ask your heart. The answer is there. Be quiet, go in, and ask. You may be surprised at what you find, and you may actually help release him from what he believes must happen as well. And so it is with the greatest honor that we have been privileged to bring this information to you this day. We send our love to your heart so that you may have the strength to walk in love and stay in love and be in love in every moment. We love you dearly. We are with you always, as we are with your dear Father as well. And as a great celebration is prepared on this plane for when your dear Father passes, we wish that you could see what lies ahead for him. So many will be there. He will feel so much love. He will be so delighted, and he will be so ready to receive it. That is the beauty of what awaits him on our side. A beautiful, beautiful celebration of a dear spirit returning back to the loving arms of the Creator who set him free in the first place. We love you so. And so, as you can see, that is a very beautiful, heartfelt message, a great understanding of what it is to witness what we see as suffering and know that truly it is compassion and gaining the wisdom and awareness of compassion. And so I have one more question and answer that I would like to share with you. I'm just going to pause till I find it. Okay, here's the question. If someone is sick with a disease that is incurable, how can we help them heal physically and emotionally? And I knew that the person who was asking this question actually was the one with an incurable disease, and she was a young university student in her 20s. And so here's the beautiful answer that came through the guides. Greetings, dearly beloved. Greetings, sacred child of this earth. We come to you with the deepest love and compassion for who you are, for you have come here to touch the lives of many. And indeed, your open and gracious heart is like a gift to all who have the privilege of being touched by your gentle soul. And so it is that we are delighted to come before you this day to answer this deep, heartfelt question that surely deserves to be answered. And so it is that we say to you that from the deepest recesses of our hearts, as we come forth and connect with your heart, that many on this earth are faced with what seems to be great and deep challenges. And indeed they are. We in no way wish to diminish the impact of health on the earthly being, and how the belief of not having one's health can create pain and hardship. The uncertainty of how long one will live, or what the impact of one's illness will be, is heartfelt and requires great strength and courage to move through. We wish you to know that your soul has chosen this journey. Your soul has chosen this path. For indeed, by being on this path, you are awakening the hearts of so many people. So many people, as they witness you in your pure, gentle spirit and your loving heart, while knowing that you have a brain tumor that leaves you feeling uncertain about your future, question their own lives. They look at their own paths and the worthiness of how they are living. They realize the value of every precious moment that they have on this earth, and the value of the smallest things that they so often forget to be grateful for. And so what you are going through at this time is very healing to others, and it is a very generous spirit indeed that is willing to experience the challenge that you are currently going through on this earthly plane, and doing so for the benefit of all those who surround you. And so we commend you, dear one. We commend you for all that you are, and we wish you to know that the human existence is only a small aspect of who you are, a small spark in comparison to the great soul experience that you have in so many other realms. Many come to the earth to have this experience, to feel what it is like to squeeze your magnificence into such a small, dense being of light. And we say to you, when the earthly journey has ceased and your true soul can burst forth into the light and be brilliant once again, radiant in all that you are, it is such a joyous event. It is such a great occasion for all who surround you on the other side. They have been waiting to welcome you, to love you, to celebrate all that you are and all that you accomplished on the earthly plane. So many human beings feel that their lives are insignificant and that they have done nothing. From our perspective, it couldn't be farther from the truth. You have touched so many souls with your gentle spirit in a way that you will never know until you cross to the other side, and you can look back and see the great significance and the great impact of your earthly sojourn at this time. And so, dear one, we say to you, to never feel as though you have accomplished nothing, and never feel as though there is more to do. For in every moment you are offering the loving grace of your heart into this world. And it is felt, dear one. It is felt by Mother Earth. It is felt by those who surround you. And it is felt into the ethers as your beautiful light radiates out into the universe. For indeed yours is a light of great powerful magnificence. You have been on the earth before, and yet it is a great challenge for you to squeeze into this earthly form, and always a great delight when you are ready to burst forth again into the full essence of your being. And so we say to you, dear one, how do you comfort someone who has been diagnosed with something that is potentially going to end life as they know it? Give them hope and the knowledge that what they are moving into is so much more than what they have been living. It is an interesting thing for us on this side to see how human beings cling to life, and not that you should do anything differently, but thinking that it is the best way to be human. Thinking the human life is the best way you could hope for, and we say to you that for those who cross over to the other side and step into the radiant love that exists where we are, there is no hardship, there is no judgment, there is no hatred. There is only pure, magnificent, radiant, unconditional love. When souls cross over and they step into that love again, for some it is so beautiful and it is so pure that they can't accept it. They go to what you call purgatory. Purgatory is only a place to be until you realize that you deserve the beautiful, radiant love that you meet with on the other side. And for a soul such as yours, there is no need to rest in purgatory to realize your self-worth. Your soul fully recognizes all that it is. When it is your time to pass over, it will be like coming home. It will be grace and relief, a deep, heartfelt recognition that the struggle is over, and a deep appreciation that the struggle was there. A deep appreciation for all the opportunity that your time on earth allowed you, and at the same time, the most beautiful, nurturing blessing of having crossed over into the loving essence of all that you are, your full radiant self, and all those on the other side who recognize that full radiant self. And so, dear one, we cannot comfort you with false promises or assurances that have no definite outcome. For a life lived is taken one day at a time, and many outcomes exist. The comfort is in knowing that no one passes without having chosen to do so on the other side with the higher aspect of their soul. And no one passes leaving hardship for others that they would not be able to endure. But they pass knowing that it is the best outcome for everyone, that in time those who are left behind will understand the gift, and in the moment those who pass over are received into the heavens with the greatest celebration and the deepest love that you could ever imagine. And so it is very often that the heart of the soul yearns for that restful place of being home once again, for the earthly plane can be very challenging indeed. We are tempted to say, challenging for those who are sensitive, but all souls, in the beginning, are sensitive. And so it is our greatest honor to come before you this day, to share the blessings of who we are with the gift of who you are, and to bring this message to you this day. And we hope that we have brought you comfort, even though the answer may feel somewhat vague. There is truth in that. There is truth in it that will only be known in the moment that it happens. Like becoming a mother, no one can tell you what it is like until you experience it yourself. It is very much the same. For now, we would like you to know that you still have some time on this earth. Every moment that you are on the earth is a deep and gracious blessing, and Mother Earth accepts your love. She feels your deep love, and it sustains her much more than you will ever know. There is no greater gift than love, and that is what you are. We love you so. We are at your side watching over you. We are assisting you and guiding you, and encourage you to call upon us whenever you feel hopeless, angry, afraid, full of despair. Call on us and ask us to comfort you. We will be at your side before you have finished asking. We ask that you feel our warm embrace around you, our comforting energies loving you, the gentle breeze you feel as we touch your face with loving kindness. And so it is. And so it is, my friend. Such a beautiful message. It just warms my heart, and I hope it offers you some guidance as well that will bring you comfort for perhaps loss in your own life or similar circumstances, or perhaps some future time when you will remember this message when you are in need of offering comfort to another. And I will share that these messages actually came through 10 years ago, in the year 2010, when I decided to ask people to send me questions and channel the answers. It was when I fully came to accept my abilities as a channel. I had already been channeling for about 7 years, and to be honest, it came so easy to me that I actually doubted, and I never wanted to lead someone astray or bring through something that would just not be honorable and truthful. And when I wrote this book and asked people to send me questions, the answers that came through I would send to the people to have their permission before I put them into the book. And everybody was just so moved by the messages. So I came to accept that I truly did have this ability, and that when I even look at it now after channeling more freely, these messages still move me deeply. And I just came upon it the other day. So this book is offered free. Just go to my website and contact me and ask to receive the book, Healing with Love, Messages for the New Earth. And I will be happy to email it to you as a PDF. And also to let you know that right now, when this video is published, I'm also offering free love notes to my mail list, which is a daily message from the guides accompanied by an inspiring meme that I create. And I'm getting a lot of really positive feedback about those, which I appreciate so much. So just to let you know that those are available for free while we're going through this COVID-19 as a way of me offering more support to humanity through the guides as we're going through all of this. So thank you so much for being present with my videos. Please like and subscribe to support this channel, and thank you for putting your beautiful visions of this new earth that we are creating now, and your gracious, loving hearts for being here and being a part of this channel. So much love.